Okay guys, so we're down to one more reaction for the day, and this time we're going to react to something amazing pertaining to Metroid. This is called Metroid the Movie. This is a storyboard concept that one of my collaborators introduced to me that I want me to check out, and of course, this is the first act. So before we commence reaction guys, make sure you pause this video real quick and subscribe to Some Call Me Johnny. As always guys, I'm going to add his channel in the usual areas, DCO, in the description, comments, and the outro. Pardon me. And with that said everyone, let us go ahead and react to this video. We shall see how it goes. Rolling clip now. Considering that I love Metroids, I think I might find this very interesting. Let's see. Outer space. Gotta love it. Huh. Turn my light on quick. Changing lighting. Here we go, guys.
The story begins in space as a research vessel flies amongst the stars.
The Metroid,
Talking
baby.
is heard as Galactic Federation scientists surround a central clear tube containing a tiny Metroid. One asks about the survivors while another shakes her head. The only ones who survived the encounter are in this room, about 12. Still, they've secured a sample. A Metroid as spoken of in Chozo history, the ultimate warrior whose ability to siphon energy could help power the Federation. The ship begins to shake and an explosion rips through the hull. Dozens of space pirate ships surround the research vessel as one docks next to the newly made hull. All is quiet until the space pirates fire a volley of shots, killing everyone on board. Ridley then emerges and immediately spots the Metroid.
Yep,
He bares his
just like in
teeth
Super
in what
Metroid.
approximates a smile as his shadow falls over the Metroid. The music shifts as the blackness transitions to a lush green planet. Three kids around the age of 10 are running up a large grassy hill while K2L Research Colony flashes across the screen. They reach the top and look back at the colony. The young girl, Samus, shields her eyes from the sun as she looks at all the research buildings that had been constructed.
It looks so small.
One of the boys, Him, complains that he wants to go back, while the other, Gunpei, pulls out a sled from his backpack and unfolds it. She excitedly takes it from his hands and meticulously looks for the perfect spot to place it on the steep hill. Samus smiles deviously and jumps onto the front with the two boys behind. They take off down the hill, picking up speed and launching into the air a few times, causing them to lose control. The three start heading toward the colony and only just barely slow down thanks to Samus's quick thinking before slamming against one of the buildings. A blonde woman comes out at the noise and looks at her sternly. Samus smiles sheepishly as the boys run off. Virginia Errant sighs, smiles back, and takes Samus by the hand.
Could you please try not to break your neck?
Well, I wasn't trying.
Virginia rolls her eyes as she leads Samus inside and taps her husband, Rodney, on the shoulder as he's typing on a computer. He ruffles Samus's hair as Virginia tells him about their daughter's adventure. Despite their busyness, the two of them are kind, attentive parents, but they still get pulled into work. Their attitudes instantly become more serious as another researcher enters and tells them that Mother is online. Virginia and Rodney enter the largest building in the colony, which is just one central room. In the center is Mother Brain, a biomechanical supercomputer that could potentially link the Federation's databases at speeds incomprehensible to current tech. Mother Brain is essentially a giant brain in a jar with one large eye situated on the frontal lobe. Her stem consists of a tangle of thick wires that tie her to the researcher's network. However, she doesn't exactly look like the version from the games, as she lacks the spikes embedded in her upper lobes.
This was prior to her
the
original
researchers
look.
greet Mother Brain before giving her tasks, which she completes with startling speed. It isn't long before Samus's parents excitedly talk about the potential of Mother Brain. She would serve as the basis for the Aurora program, a series of mechanical recreations that mimic the functionality of Mother Brain. Though a single one couldn't compare to the original, a network installed across the galaxy would make this a negligible liability. The telecommunication, mathematical, and problem-solving possibilities alone would push society forward in a massive way, to say nothing of the unknown potential. Suddenly, a young researcher bursts in and tells everyone that they're here. Virginia and Rodney look at each other nervously before heading to greet the spacecraft that has landed at the dock. As the door opens,
The
three
space
bird-like aliens emerge.
Huh.
Samus, who's been following her parents, watches from behind a nearby crate as they greet the Chozo, which consists
The
of the
Chozo.
Elder, Grey Voice,
So that's what they
and
are.
Spring Wind. Rodney excitedly tells them that they've successfully gotten Mother Brain online, which pleases Grey Voice and Spring Wind. But the Elder
Grey
seems
Voice and
distracted
Spring
as
Wind.
he's caught sight of Samus. Realizing she's been spotted, Samus emerges, unafraid. The Aarons try to apologize, but the Elder waves it away. He takes her by the hand and explains to Samus that the Chozo are a dying race. Ancient and powerful once, but even now, they're nearly extinct. Spring Wind is the youngest amongst them, and even he is centuries old. The bravery and optimism of youth is something to be cherished. But
Oh,
this
yes,
state
definitely.
of affairs is also why they provided Chozo DNA to the Federation for the Mother Brain project. Allowing the supercomputer access to millennia of Chozo knowledge would not only help future generations, but this mother and her Aurora children would spread peace throughout the galaxy, serving as the last gift of the Chozo. Hearing this, Samus begins to sniffle as tears drip down her cheeks.
So sorry. It must be awful to be alone like that.
The Elder
Yeah.
gently wipes her tears away before explaining that his people are never alone. Not truly. Memories carry them forward. Samus doesn't understand, but they rejoin the others as Grey Voice is walking
Just
through
like
Mother
us.
Brain's building, talking
Memories are
with
carried
Rodney.
forward.
He's pleased with the progress and promises that the three of them would return soon from Zebes. The Chozo board their ship and leave, with Samus enthusiastically waving goodbye. The scene then shifts to Ridley on his ship as a space pirate nervously enters a test chamber with the tiny Metroid. He tries to leave, but Ridley threatens him with his tail. The pirate is closed in and tries to attack the Metroid, but it quickly latches to his chest and drains him of his life energy, leaving him a withered husk. Ridley begins to laugh at the sight.
Incredible. And this is only a child. Imagine the limitless potential of a
How come Ridley's
fully
voice is
grown
not in
one.
Smash? Even though it's just Creature's voice.
No wonder the Federation wanted it.
Another pirate agrees, but laments how the Metroids are impossible to control. There's no telling what it would target. In all likelihood, every living thing nearby would become its victim.
Our spies have already found the thing we need to control it.
Dang. What was that?
Days have passed as Samus and her friends climb another hill near the colony. Hip is complaining once again, while Gunpei comments that this is one of the bumpiest in the area. Samus is excited at the prospect of catching even more air when a small object is seen falling from the sky behind her. An explosion rips
So
through
the
a
second
hill
day
to
of
the
doing
north,
that was different.
causing them all to turn. They barely have time to react as more artillery rains down around the colony. Samus's eyes go wide as she wordlessly rips the sled out of Gunpei's hands and rushes down the hill, only barely dodging the nearby explosions. By this time, space pirates have arrived in the colony and begin slaughtering everyone in sight. Samus hides, nervously wringing her hands as she whispers her parents' names. Taking a deep breath, she quickly and quietly heads to where she last saw them, the Mother Brain building. It's there that she spots her father's lifeless body. She timidly tries to approach it when her mother leaps out from her hiding space and grabs her. Virginia quickly gets them both to safety as Rodney's body is dragged away, and Ridley emerges from the shadows with a bloody tail. He doesn't bother to look around as he approaches Mother Brain.
So, this is the Federation's Mother Brain. Tell me, what are you capable of?
The Federation has designed me to work with the upcoming Aurora units to teach them telecommunications, data processing, biology, psychosocial assessment, and technology development.
What?
The Aurora units will then communicate these ideas with one another in order to...
I don't care about the Aurora. I want you, your Chozo tech, and I know you.
So technically, Ridley himself is obsessed with power from certain species of creatures. And of course,
Can
too
do
much lust will lead
so
to too much
much
ramification.
more.
Surely he knows that.
Ridley reveals the Metroid in a small container, holding it before Mother Brain's eye.
You know what this is. All Chozo do. But what I want to know is if you can control it. Could you become the center of a Metroid hive mind?
Unlike her answers to the other questions, Mother Brain takes some time to answer this. Still in hiding, Virginia murmurs the Metroid name to herself, realizing what it was. Finally, Mother Brain answers that in time, and with more Metroids to analyze their neural patterns, she could control them. After all, they're creatures based entirely on instinct and the need to feed. Ridley is pleased, but Virginia's eyes go wide, knowing what could happen if the space pirates actually controlled the Metroids. In her panic, she remembers a piece of
Terrible.
Chozo data mentioning a Metroid's weakness to ice. Rapidly looking around the room, she spots a canister of liquid nitrogen nearby. She motions Samus to stay still, but the young girl claws at her mother's shirt desperately, begging her to stay. Virginia pulls away and rushes to the liquid nitrogen. Ridley hears her movements and turns, but she's already grabbed the canister and immediately bashes it into his head with all of her might. Ridley stumbles back, more off guard than hurt, as the Metroid's container tumbles from his hand, shattering on the ground. The Metroid shakes glass from itself before rearing up to attack, but Virginia immediately fires a stream of liquid nitrogen into it, freezing it instantly. It falls to the ground, useless. She lets out a relieved sigh before Ridley's tail pierces her back. Ridley's scream of rage and Samus's scream of fear mingle together as the life fades from her eyes.
Oh no.
Ridley throws Virginia's body into a corner and grabs Samus by the neck. He begins to squeeze, causing Samus to claw at his hand, struggling to breathe.
I should have killed you first. Made that woman watch a child die as I ripped you apart piece by piece. But you'll suffer in her place.
Ridley's tail impales Samus, but he makes sure she's still alive, at least for now. His sadist lust had been triggered as he orders a pirate to kill everyone in the colony, save the girl. She would get to watch her world burn as she died. Screams ripped through the air while Ridley and his men loaded Mother Brain onto his ship. Samus could only cry in pain as the pirates departed and silence fell over the colony. Finally, she passes out. Samus wakes and starts. Her vision is blurred, but we see the frozen Metroid nearby start to thaw. It finally rises into the air again, floating peacefully, until noting her presence. It tries to attack, but is suddenly frozen again. The Chozo have arrived, answering a distress beacon. Greyvoy switches his arm cannon to missiles and finishes off the Metroid, while Springwind checks Samus. She's just barely clinging to life, and the Elder begs them to save her. They take her aboard the ship and stop the bleeding, but she's too injured. Thinking carefully, the Elder decides to infuse her with his
Freaking
DNA.
really.
Their natural healing ability will save and extend her life. It was never meant to be this way, but she will now be their legacy.
Wow. The whole entire storyboard altogether, the concept of Metroid was just too deep, and the fact that I almost cried on this one because, well, knowing how much I've been playing Super Metroid and coming across this just now, the whole thing's just overwhelmingly intense. Like, seriously. But yeah, guys, that was my reaction to the first act of the storyboard concept of Metroid, where everything took its course, where Ridley was had a lust for power from the creatures like the Metroid and Mother Brain, and how Samus's parents met their demise by Ridley himself and the space pirates and everything else. Chozo, and not that the Chozo murdered them, but something like everything that are piecing together in this one big concept. The whole entire thing is just wow. But anyway, guys, I'm in complete shock right now just looking at the whole entire first act. This is just the first act. This is my first time seeing it, and yeah, I might react to more of these in the near future. But yeah, so yeah, that was my reaction to the storyboard concept, the first act, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed it either way. If it is, always do not hesitate to hit the thumbs up button because it really keeps me going, and make sure you subscribe once again to Someone Call Me Johnny, As always, guys, I'm going to add the channels in the usual areas, DCO in the description, comments, and an outro. With that being said, everyone, if you're new to my channel otherwise and want to see more videos, make sure you take a minute to subscribe for more content with notifications on, social media links in the description, and my Twitch channel, and do not forget as always to share with care. Thank you all so much for watching today's uploads. This is Reploid / Inkling himself, Silverreploid. See y'all later, more to come soon. Love you guys to the fullest, and as always, I will see Reploids, Mavericks, Maverick Hunters, Sigma, Metroid fan. I'm a Metroid fan too. And of course, I love Metroids, Inklings, Octolings, Vimos, etc. Everyone. In the next video, stay blessed, warm, loved, safe, quarantined, and fresh in the flesh. And as always, guys, I will see you next time at Utopia. Thank you all so much for watching today's videos on my channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Love you all. Become a part of the Alpha branch of the Reploid Utopia and receive great perks such as honorable mentions and more.